Okay, we're back from our break and we're going to start part 3 of video 2, and we just talked about the frequency of when you need to post and create activity on your site. Writing an article, about 4 to 5 articles a week is about the norm that needs to be done to get a very high level. I have a friend in the pool industry who is blogging successfully, creating some very high rankings for their site, and right now is blogging about probably around 300 blog posts a year, and each of those are very well written, well thought through, well optimized, well linked blogs. And with that, he's getting a very good ranking result. Much less than that, probably wouldn't get as much of a result. You're basically competing against so many other factors on the web that you have to overwhelm them with your time and your presence. That's how it works for organic search. Paid search is becoming very expensive, and it can be used successfully for limited opportunities, but organic search gets far more click-throughs, and it just takes flat high levels of time and dedication to make that work. That is the new marketing strategy. Instead of running ads in your newspaper and TV, the money is now invested in developing article writing and organic search techniques, and that's what we're talking about right now. So the challenge that we have is basically how large is your audience. So if you have a fan page, are you talking to very many people? I've seen some fan pages that only had 50, 100, 200, 300 people on them. That's not a very large audience. If you're trying to get activity, you need a bigger audience. And how much time do you have? Are you taking time, precious time away from your business? If you're spending the time every week, every day to write articles, research articles, post articles, tweet and Facebook, and comment on these articles, how does that affect your business? And will you do it right? Will you put the links in the right place? There's a thing called keyword saturation. If you have the keyword more than 5% of the time on your page, it actually downranks you. There's different things like that. There's a lot of different search engine optimization policies, if you will, are kind of the little tricks of the trade. But enough is good and too much can be bad, and you've got to know the right number. So are you doing it right is very important to ask yourself, and there's a lot of books written on search engine optimization if you want to find out exactly how to write the articles correctly. And then are you staying current with the changes? Just like on June 8th, we had Google introduced Google Caffeine. It's a whole new algorithm or way of listing the rankings or searching for rankings, and it's putting activity as one of the highest factors, which we mentioned before, but that's Google Caffeine. And all of these are the challenges that we face. We all face this, by the way. This isn't just you, but how, trying to grow a bigger audience, an ever larger audience that can see the information that we're posting, and having the time to do it and the time to do it right, and then staying current with the changes. These are the challenges that we all face. Now, as more and more businesses begin to do this, the question you need to ask is, how will you then capture more audience than them? Because that's the whole thing. This all comes back. If you're doing organic search, the one who does all of the things correctly and does it more than others will rank the highest. That's a simple, easy way to define it. You want to be doing more and better than everyone else, and you will automatically rank higher by doing that. So let's take a look and break down the time requirements so you can get a better feel for what is needed, because this becomes part of your business strategy. This is part of your marketing and business strategy. Okay, so let's break it all down. You need to research article topics. Probably takes about 2 hours a week to research those and do a good job. Write about 5 articles to post per week. That's probably about 6 hours time to write really good articles to post. Optimize and link the articles, probably about an hour. Once you learn how to do that, it doesn't take a lot of time, but for the 5 articles, you could pretty much go through and optimize and link them in about an hour's time. Posting the articles to the blog, that's actually fairly easy. Maybe an hour's time for all 5 articles to put them all on, get them formatted and correct. Then to reference the articles on Facebook, maybe another 45, 50 minutes, something like that, to actually get them a note on Facebook about each of the 5 articles and write something that's clever and get the link posted. And then to tweet the posts on Twitter, about another 15 minutes. This would be a weekly pretty conservative amount of time, and you can see that actually it's changed quite a bit from what it was a couple years ago when it was maybe only an hour a week or so. Now about 11 hours a week is a minimum that needs to be put into it. Plus, besides the 11 hours a week, you also have time for general social strategy research, so you can stay up on top of what the latest trends are, know about things like Google Caffeine and Google Places and Facebook ads and Facebook groups and all the different things that are happening. Foursquare, Dig, StumbleUpon. The relevance of StumbleUpon has grown tremendously. Foursquare is growing rapidly. There's just a lot of technologies that are changing all the time. The Yelp reviews are actually very strong in certain topics, not as strong in others. So you need to know the general strategy of what's happening, and that's a moving target. It's changing just continuously all the time. Plus, you also need time for site optimization and updates. Basically, you want to keep your site really clean, updated, the code working right, and code is changing as well. The things that the search engines are looking for are specific to some of the code. Now, I'll give you kind of a clue here. Your code optimization is a small part of the total optimization. More important is the article writing and the social posting. That's what's going to give you more on the organic search terms. However, if the site code optimization is not also good, you'll lose ranking relevance from the articles you've posted. So you kind of have to do both, or you'll lose the power. Now, as businesses do more and more of this, you're going to have to also do more and more of this. It's just a continual slide, if you will. It's kind of like when Google created AdWords back in 2001, you could dominate the word swimming pool for about $500 a month. We said that in our third part of video 1. We showed a whole overview of what happened with Google AdWords, and today it's about $80,000 a month to get the same level of dominance that you could get for $500 a month in 2001. This is what's called the law of dilution. It's what I'm speaking on at the PoolSpa Expo, but it says more and more businesses learn how to do this and get involved, the more time, effort, and money you have to put into it to overwhelm the diluting factors. Okay? So that's really important that you understand that, because it's diluting rather rapidly at this point in time. A lot of people getting into the game with Facebook and Twitter. 2 years ago, it was just kind of at early stages, and everybody was saying, oh, this isn't going to work, and now they're starting to see it, and they're getting in really fast. I'm adding somewhere around 50 new pool companies to my Facebook page a day right now, and these are new companies just coming online for the first time. So we're seeing a lot of growth in the Facebook area and other social medias. Now, what if you could market using the best technology all the time? What if you could just always have the best technology without having to do all the research? What if you could have skilled article writers who are doing the research and writing for you instead of having to take time out to write and research these articles yourself? What if you had a team of web developers and search engine optimization professionals working to keep you out in front 7 days a week, every day, always tweaking, always optimizing, changing the code and making it right? And what if you had a button to push that could make all of those things happen automatically? Okay, now that would be just great, wouldn't it? Well, there is a button. We created the button, and the button is called the PoolInfoSite. Okay, so that's what we're going to be talking about at the webinar. And this is a top technology platform that makes it push button simple to design and capture a pool-specific audience using cutting-edge presentation technology to present your company in the best light on the web. That's what the PoolInfoSite does, and so much more. So we're going to take just a real quick look at what you should be thinking about with relation to automation. Okay? Full social community features are basically important these days. Basically, the ability to have a social network kind of like the Pool Genius Network, because top rankings are being achieved through social medium. It's very important that you do have things like full-blown social communities, cloud-based scalability, the ability to have all of the servers in the cloud, which the PoolInfoSite does have, so that as a need to grow bandwidth and storage increases, it just scales automatically with the growth, so it doesn't become overburdened and overcrowded. Push button article generation, being able to just have writers at hand to publish articles and get them posted. No web communication configuration or coding knowledge is needed, because it's all done for you with the staff on the back end who are doing all the coding and all of that. And real-time weekly search engine optimization taking place, not just once a quarter, but literally every week. There's optimization tweaks being made, making sure the code is up to date, making sure that things interrelate, keywords are adjusted, that kind of thing. And Google Places set up and optimized for you so that you can have an optimized set of places for Google that are searched and recognized well. And of course, instant site access for your custom updates, being able to get into the back end of your blog site, and because this is a format of a project or services that include a blog as part of it, but it gives you a full, what's called a CMS, or content management system, that you can get into the back end if you want to post like a sale or weekend activity, and then having automatic customer capture and follow-up system. Okay, that's basically, if you have a free ebook or whatever, we'll capture the customer's information, automate follow-ups through emails to them infinitely, as far as the time and number of emails that can go, all is part of this built-in high-tech project, and far more. This basically is a system that is absolutely designed to rock. And you can have all this because the power is made especially and specifically for you as members of the Pool Info site. Now, at our live webinar tomorrow, we're going to show you how all this works and why you really want to have this marketing tool to build your business web presence. You'll know how this platform will and you'll learn how it's basically exclusive and limited to just the early adopters. We want this to be something that the very best companies, the smartest and early companies that get in on this, will have the advantage of these tools that we're making. We know we can't do it for everyone, so we're making it available to those who get in on the early stage. This is going to give you tremendous time-saving capacity. As we get this thing rolling, you will have all of these services that you're now spending 11 plus hours a week doing, if you're doing them right anyway, all being done automatically for you on a continuous basis, and far more than you'd probably even think of doing yourself. More than just 5 articles a week. There's well over 200 a month being published right now. Also, this is not a software or a website. That's what some people have thought it was, but it's actually a full-blown marketing program, and it consists of the best elements of social marketing and blogging and niche community generation, web advertising, automatic follow-up, customer generation, and far more. And it's also ridiculously easy. We knew that the average pool builder, pool service company out there just wouldn't have the time to learn how to do this and to make the best use of it, so we made it just very, very simple for you to do. We're going to talk about this in great detail at the webinar tomorrow, but it's just there for you. This concludes Video 2 Part 3. We'll continue on with Part 4.